welcome. I received a question the other day, thank you. And the question was, what about upside down cards? Do they matter? Well, yeah, they do matter. They're called reversals or reversed cards, and depending on where they lay in the placement of the spread, yeah, they have specific meanings. But do they matter now as we're learning the tarot? As I was thinking about how to answer this question, absolutely, the reverse cards have meanings. But listen, we're learning about the tarot now. There's 78 cards in the deck, and that's a lot to memorize if you're worried about what the upside down means as you're learning about the deck at all. But as I was thinking about how to answer this question and where it takes us, it made me really think about something I hear tarot readers say a lot, and they say the phrase, I read intuitively, or I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I'm an intuitive tarologist. So if someone says, well, I read intuitively, it lets you know, well, wait, there's another way to read besides intuition? Yeah, you can memorize the meanings of all of the cards and get to know them that way, and I encourage it. Every deck of tarot cards comes with its own book, and I always read them. Specifically, I want to see the motivation behind the author and who's the artist and who made the illustrations for the cards. So I think it's a really great way to get to know your deck. And it also, it makes me think of what we're doing here as we're learning the tarot. It is very intuitive based. Hey, I have an inspiration. I have my own deck here. I'm going to show you something. All right, so this is a deck that is my personal deck. I have a long relationship with this deck, 40 years. I use this deck only for me. I read for myself. I refer to it. This is my deck. I don't read for others with this deck. I have 20 decks or so, and I can read any of them for anyone at any time. But this deck is for me. So how about let's do a shuffle. Let's pull some random cards and let me read for you intuitively. Then we can use the same pull, the same spread, and read by the book. And I can show you the difference, so you can feel the difference, okay? All right, this is cool. So I am rifling my deck. I want to show you. And this is going to be fun. So I'm just shuffling them back and forth. And my intention is to pull 4 cards and read what the cards are telling me. These are for me. Let's see what message I have that I can share with you. Okay, I'm going to cut this deck now, and I always cut with my left hand because it's closer to my heart. That's just what I do. So I cut the cards, and I'm going to turn over the first 4 and lay them out here. We have the 4 of Swords. I've never done this before, so patient with me. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the Hierophant. We have the Devil. Look at that. Yeah. And 4th card, please. The Magician. Okay, this is a cool spread. All right, I'll take pictures and put this in the edits. Okay, here we go. Intuitively, what do I see? I have been kind of in spending some time in meditation and reflection, a quiet time to go within for sure, with the 4 of Swords. It's a rest. It feels like a rest, like a recuperation, like recharging, because there's been some, we're looking at the Hierophant now, because there have been some studies, there have been some conversations, deep conversations, and learning, lots of learning. It has to do with wisdom and thought and spirituality. And the Hierophant is bringing to me the feeling that there's an exchange, that there's a higher knowledge that's being shared, and it's coming from a place of wisdom, knowledge, and authority. Okay, and now as I look at the devil, I say, okay, this is illusion, or this is someone feeling trapped. It's there's something in this that I feel it's personal, and I know what it is. This is actually me letting go of some fears that I have, and I have been working through this. So this is actually pretty personal. Thanks, guys. And then I see the magician, and the magician is telling me, keep with it, stick with it, don't stop. Use all of your tools, keep going. You have a desire, and you've been resting because you've been working hard, and you've been seeking counsel and advice and sharing information. And the devil is a challenge because it's bringing up a little bit of shadow work for me and getting over something. And when I look at this card, so this is really interesting. When you look at this card, it has two people and they're chained. And the devil has got a goat's head and bat wings, and it's sitting on a cube. And these people look, man and woman, look like they're chained. They're imprisoned. But when you look closer, those chains are loose. Either one of them could pull those chains off and walk away. This is telling me, why do you carry this fear around? Here I am, right? Anyway, and then I come to the magician, and the magician says, keep going. You've got this. You can do this. You know this. So get over the challenge and move forward with grace, because you've got this. That's my intuitive read here, and I'll be meditating on this, I promise you. Now, if I were just to pull into my mind the information that I know from what the books say that these cards mean, and read it this way, okay, the Four of Swords, after a long journey, a rest, needing to rest, needing to be peaceful, going within a repose, a holding pattern. The Hierophant, authority, religion, belief systems, and it has to do a lot with religion and tradition and beliefs. And the devil shows to be cautious, that there are illusions, that you may have ideas in your mind that aren't supported by fact. And the magician says that you can pull all four elements together and reach spirituality. And the magician also represents a beginning and even an end. All right, so I tried to put that like from book stuff. And I hope you can feel the difference from using intuition and flowing with the cards rather than just having the book meaning. Because when you have only the book meaning to go by, then you lay the cards out and there might be a lot of stops and starts, because if one card next to another card has a contradictory meaning than that other card, how do you pull that together? Well, that's where your intuition comes in. And it's really interesting that I pulled these four cards, and the major arcana are three of the cards, because we haven't even gone there yet, but we will. We definitely will. And my whole point being to do this was to help you understand that as we're learning about the tarot, we're also opening our intuition. And the way I read is intuitively, although I always love to read about the authors and the illustrators because there's so many beautiful and amazing cards out there, so many. And we're using this specific deck, the Rider-Waite deck, because of the original symbology and because of the longevity of this deck and how it was put together. And uh, this is so interesting to me, this Devil card, because I've been trying to figure out a way to say this, and here I am finding my way. Shadow work is something that is really profound, and it can be life-changing. And I think people talk about it a lot, and then what do you do? How do you do it? I recommend spreading all of your cards out. Spread them out and look at them and feel them. Do some cards bring like a visceral response, either anxiety or fear or love and joy? And what do those cards make you feel? I suggest having a tarot journal if you're just starting on this journey and learning about tarot. And then what that card brings up to you, write it down. Because you see, as you learn to read the tarot and as you develop your intuition, a specific card may have a specific meaning to you that actually doesn't match the book, but it means that to you. Notice that. Notice what you notice as you're looking at your tarot. And if you have your cards just spread out and you look at one and it brings fear or it brings anxiety, you know what I recommend? Pick that card up and get face to face with it. What about that card brings you that visceral feeling? What wakes that up in you? Was it a symbol? Was it the expression? And if it brings you anxiety and fear, you know, that can be your shadow rising up because the symbol, the image on the card awakened something deep within, and your shadow started to rise up and you were feeling maybe that anxiety or fear. That's natural. When the shadow comes up like this, maybe it's ready to be seen and ready to be healed. So the cards can be such an amazing tool in this way. And if that's uncomfortable, well, wait, you don't need to do it. You don't have to do it. If you find a card that brings you so much joy and your eyes are glued to it and you want to take a picture of it because it's so beautiful, get face to face with it. What does that bring up for you? Because you know, guys, we don't only have a dark shadow. We have bright shadows too. And sometimes we don't see those bright shadows. And I believe it's not always a great idea to go digging around for your shadow. I find that when it rises up, naturally, organically coming up, it's the time to visit it. It's letting you know, I'm ready. I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready to see the light. I'm ready for you to see my light. And for me, that's how amazing the tarot are to help us in our development. Since I just did this quick spread and this reading, I think it's appropriate to talk about when you're reading for other people. You know, like I said, I have my own deck that I only use for me. And I know that when I look at this deck, it knows me. I dialogue with my tarot. I actually will meditate on one of the cards that either brings my shadow bright forward or my shadow dark forward. And I go within and ask, what is this about? You know, and anyway, that's my process. When you're reading intuitively, you're using your intuitive energy and you're sharing with the cards. You're sharing the information back and forth. When you're reading for other people, it's an energy exchange. So you have the cards that are the tool that you're using, and you have your energy, and you have the querent's energy. And when you're reading for other people, it's a really good idea to ask for permission. To ask them if you can enter their energy field. Ask if they give you permission for your higher self to contact their higher self and bring the information forward. And if you don't know what I'm talking about or what I just said, that's okay, because we're going to get there. Tarot is a process, and with practice and dedication, you will unfold your intuition and the cards will unfold to you. And so it is all about an energy exchange and using your intuition. So as you study the cards and you're reading the book about it, and maybe you have more than one deck, and maybe the books are different, that's the beauty of tarot. They are absolutely ancient wisdom in a little pack of cards, and it is endless. So I will never know everything about tarot, although it's been a huge part of my life for decades. There's so much I still learn. And I suppose it's because I'm still learning about myself. And it's a tool that I have been able to use to help me unfold layers of myself. Good layers, difficult layers. I encourage you to keep working with your cards, get to know your cards, journal about them, spend time with them, and don't worry about the reversals for now. We will get through all of the suits. We'll move to the major arcana. We will discover the court cards. And in the meantime, guys, if you like this content, please let me know by liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.